So I know it's been 2 weeks, but I hope you remember to bring 2 blocks and a blanket to nearby so you can have support when you need to. And once you gather those props, just wanted to give a heads up. Today we're going to focus a lot of shoulder and opening and some back bending. So depending on your job nature, some of them can be really difficult for you. I would say just take a step back and so listen carefully when I say option. It really means option. And of course, we're going to do a lot of preparation to get to some of the more deep back bending. But before that, let's do some pranayama, breathing practice. So come into hero pose. Virasana, sit in between your ankle, or you can, like me, putting a block in between your ankles and hugging your ankles into that block. And rest your hand somewhere that's not distracting. And cast your gaze down. Perhaps slowly close your eyes. Easier said than done. Just like coming from a busy day, like sometimes I find it's extremely hard to just simply close eyes and give it myself a full hour to not overthink about things. Relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. If you still find yourself difficult to quiet down a little bit, you can start shift your attention to the exhale part of the cycle. Doesn't have to be specific counting of the exhalation, just eyeballing to make it a little bit longer than the inhale, or simply give it a little bit more attention. If you're sitting on a block, you might have to adjust the height of the block. Sometimes a bit too high up for you, sometimes it can be too low. In that case, you can stack up 2 blocks together. And today we'll visit an old topic of yoga philosophy that if you practice with me before, you found is familiar, ahimsa. It's the first yamas of the 8 limbs of yoga, meaning non-harming. So even though it is, as we discussed before, yamas as a set of disciplines helping us navigate through the relationship with others, but as ourselves also part of the ecosystem, so it's actually quite important to extend that non-harming to ourselves. And that non-harming not necessarily means actively, there's no active harming, but also can mean active self-compassion. So a lot of postures we are going to practice today, it's all by choice. Remember, most of the practice we're going to do, the postures we're going to do today, it doesn't even exist in the ancient yoga practice. And on the other hand, ahimsa, the practice of non-harming, has been part of yoga practice for thousands of years. So how can you see that true part of the yoga practice of yours rather than attached to the appearance, physical appearance? And after next exhale, we'll take a long inhale together and swing your arms up above the head. Your gaze still soft, your eyes might even still be closed, but imagine you're looking at the sky, looking to the palms, the thumbs, and all the way to the sky. And exhale, release the arms down. You can bring the arms a little bit to the back, so open the shoulder a little bit. And circle the arms back up. Let both sides of the waist grow. And exhale, release them back down. Last time, inhale. And exhale, release the hands down. And this time, bring both hands behind you. Clasp the hands with the left pinky outside. And puff the chest up, reach the fist toward the ground. Stay there for one long breath before we move to next step. And exhale, bring the hands to the left hip, hug the elbows towards each other. Imagine your right hand still on the left shoulder, remind it to open. Breathe into the left shoulder. And exhale, let everything go. One more time like that, direct. Imagine you're able to direct your breath all the way to the left shoulder, left collarbones. And exhale, let everything go. And keep where your right elbow it is, and left hand on the right thigh, on the right knee, and gaze over the right shoulder and all the way to the back. So you're twisting through the spine, and your right elbow is serving as a block over there, so prevent you from twisting from the pelvis. So your pelvis is still relatively facing toward the front, and you're revolving through the spine. Take a long inhale. Open the rib cage toward the right side. Next, reach up toward the sky through the crown of the head. On the next exhale, slowly come back to center. And right hand down, left hand up. Extend the left arm by the left ear. Pin down to the left sit bone. So this side is collapsing, but imagine the lifting up toward the sky as well. And this side, of course, naturally being puffed up. Inhale through the left fingertips. Exhale, rise all the way back to center. We'll do the other side, but between the sides, you can extend the legs long, just release some tension from the top of the feet, especially if you have been sitting on a low block or no block at all. And when you're ready, come back into hero pose. Give some nice shoulder rolls. And take a long inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down, interlace the hands to the right pinky outside this time. Extend the arms toward the ground and puff the chest up. Open the collarbones. Keep lengthening the low back. You're not collapsing into it. Then start slowly. Bring the hands to the right hip and keep hugging the elbows in. Imagine there's a left hand on top of the right shoulder and pushing it open. And keep where your left elbow is, and right hand on the left knee. Revolve through the spine. And turn your chest, your rib cage to the left side. Gaze over the left shoulder, all the way to the far back. And exhale, slowly come back to the center and left hand to the left side. Extend your right arm by the right ear and side bend to the left side. Release your left shoulder down towards the ground so it's not spiking up to the left ear and closing up the left side of the chest. You can even add some twist toward the sky, so remind your right shoulder to be open as well. Inhale, reach into the right fingertips. Exhale, start slowly rise back to center. And come into a table pose. Take your time to spread a blanket, especially if you have a thin mat. So you can land your knees nicely and softly on top of it. Move them, you can move through them cow and cat. I like adding some side stretch in a deep back bending class. You can also just move in between child and upward facing dog. Just move all the parts around the ones that are going to support you come into a deeper back bend. Once you're ready, tuck the back toes and push the tailbones up into our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press into the palms evenly. Keep a lot of bend in the back of the legs, especially since this is our first downward facing dog. Focus on pressing the chest toward the thigh bones first and roll the biceps toward the front. Then if you have the space, you can start slowly release the heels towards the ground, with a reminder that you still have the energy going all the way up through the spine and shooting out of your pelvis. And of course, you can bend into one leg and another if you find the back of your leg still stiff at this point of the day. You can also rock forward into a high plank. The whole world is your oyster, so you do whatever you need to invite some flexibility into the back of your legs.
But if you are ready to come back down into table pose, walk forward into a high plank and release your knees down. Make sure your hands are right underneath your shoulders first and your knees underneath your hip joints. Option to keep both of your hands down. Option to bring your left elbow on top of your low back, just as when we were sitting in that hero pose. And pressing into the right hand so you're not collapsing into it. The right shoulder still relatively open, and extend your right leg long. Option to stay here. Option to flow the right leg up and bend to the right knee and press the right heel up into the ceiling or sky, depends on if you're indoor or outdoor right now. Inhale, pressing through the right heel. And exhale, draw the right knee into the chest slowly. Inhale, press it back up. This whole time, your left elbow is serving as a ruler to measure that if your pelvis is splitting out. And exhale, draw the right knee in. Twice more like that. Inhale. Slow and stable. Exhale, pull the right knee in. Last time. And this time when your knee is in the chest, release your left hand down if they're up. Tuck your left toes. And press into down dog split, extending the right leg. Keep your right toes pointing toward the sky so your pelvis still relatively facing down toward the ground. And exhale, rock forward into a high plank. Draw the right knee into the chest. Inhale, extend the right leg long. Down dog split. Exhale, knee to chest. Last time. And this time, lightly step your right foot in between the hands and land your left knee down. Keep your hands on the ground or on the blocks or on top of the right thigh. Imagine there's a hand on each side of the shoulders to remind them open. And then raise up the arms into a classic low lunge. Inhale, reaching through the hands. And exhale, you have two options. One option is hands on the blocks and straighten your right leg, half split. You can also, if you feel like you don't need the support of the blocks, you can also swing your arms out and clasp your hands in behind with the left pinky outside and extend the fist away from you. Keep your chest open. Press the back of the right knee down towards the ground and pull the right toes towards you. Inhale, bend into the right leg. You can keep your hands clasped if you're in that. If you have the blocks, you can travel with the blocks, low lunge. Exhale, hugging both thigh bones towards each other. Half split, straighten the right leg. Thrice more like that. And next time when you're in a half split, if your hand is on the block, keep your left hand down or right hand up, twisting to the right side. If your hands are clasped, you can move your clasp to the left side and twisting your chest to the right side. Inhale, bend back into the right leg. Hands on the blocks on the ground. Tuck your back toes, lift your left knee back up. Next, step your left to meet with the right. Sit your hips down. Inhale. Arms up into a chair pose. Imagine you are clenching a block in between your thigh bones. And make sure your knees are not passing your big toes. If the arms were raising up does not work for you, you can release them down onto blocks. They're right there if you need them. Or you can lift your hips slightly back up. And rise all the way up. And hand through heart center. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, step left and right into a high plank. Release knees down or keep it float based on your wrist sensitivity. And keep elbows hugging in. Take a long inhale. And exhale, bend through the elbows. Release all the way down to the belly. And extend the arms back, palms facing down, thumbs facing out. Inhale, lift the chest up. Ardha Shalabhasana. Half locust. And exhale, release down. We'll do a full locust next round. Inhale, lift the chest up, lift the palms up, and the top of the feet up. And if you want, you can clasp the hands. Some people find it's harder, some people find it's easier, especially with a list of the clasp the hands to help you to lift the chest up. And if you want to spice things up, you can bring the hands to the right side and turn your chest slightly to the left side. And switch side. Hands to the left side, chest to the right. Come back to center and release all the way down to the ground. Hands by the chest, move to a table or high plank. We meet in downward facing dog. And rock forward and land your knees down into a table. You can move through some cow and cat again if your body is calling for it. Bring the right elbow on top of your low back. Stabilize in this 3 limbs table first. And of course, you can always bring your right hand back down if you need that support. Each side, it can be really different. And extend your left leg out. Pressing firmly into the left hand and lift your left shoulder up so they're not collapsing towards each other. Option to stay there, option to lift your left leg up and bend to the left knee and press the left heel up into the sky. Keeping the left knee close to the center. And exhale, pull the left knee into the chest. Inhale, press left heel back up. And exhale, knee to the chest. Inhale, press up. And exhale, knee to chest. Last time like that. And this time, release the right hand down if you have it up. Tuck your right toes. Straighten your right leg and kick the left leg straight into down dog split. Keep your left toes pointing toward the ground. And draw the left knee into the chest. Inhale, kick it back up. Exhale, rock forward. Last time. Listen to the sound of your breath. Follow the pace of it. And step the left foot down. Release your right knee down.
Hands on the ground, on the blocks or on top of the left thighs. Give yourself a moment to remind yourself to keep the chest open before we raise arms up. And raise arms up. And you already know the choice is in your hands. Inhale, reaching through the hands. Exhale, hands travel with the blocks or open your arms to the side and clasp your hands with the right pinky outside this time. Straighten the left leg. Extend your arms toward the back. Pull the left toes towards you. Flex the left foot so you're pressing the back of the left knee toward the ground. But keep hugging both thigh bones toward the midline. Inhale, bend into the left leg. Your hands can travel with the blocks, or you can keep them clasped. Now exhale, half split. 3 times more like that. And next time when you bend into, actually rather in half split, move your hands to the right side and turn your chest to the left side. But keep hugging both thigh bones towards each other. Take a long inhale. Exhale, bend into the left leg. Release your hands down on the ground or on the blocks. Tuck your back toes and step your right foot to meet with the left. Sink your hips down. Hands on the blocks or by the ears. Uttanasana, chair pose. Don't forget to breathe. And rise all the way up. And hand to heart center by the side, Tadasana. Take a moment to reconnect with your breath, especially after that challenging flow. You might find your breath getting a little bit hectic and all the busy thoughts taking advantage of that and coming to you. Imagine there's a center in you that you can see, you can physically see. And just focus on that. It can be a light, a candle, a beautiful object that has been making you happy. And once you're ready to move again, we'll flow through some rounds of Surya Namaskar B, especially since yesterday was solstice, one of the longest day of the year. So we'll use this, actually it was Tuesday. So we'll use this opportunity to salute to the sun. Inhale, sit into chair pose. And exhale, fold the legs. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, step left and right into a high plank. Take a long inhale. And exhale, bend through the elbows. You can release all the way down to your belly and do a
locust pose or Bhujangasana, baby cobra. You can also halfway, and on an inhale, pull into upward facing dog. And exhale, we'll all meet in downward facing dog by pushing the tailbone up. Step the left foot to the left arm. Spin down your right heel. Raise arms by the ears and raise all the way up into warrior one. You can bring the left elbow onto the low back again to remind you to keep the pelvis level. And exhale, hands down, step the left foot back. Bend to the elbows. You can come into Shalabhasana or Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, the upward facing dog. We all meet in downward facing dog. And step the right foot to the right arm, spin down your left heel. Bend into the right knee. And raise arms by the ears and rise all the way up. And now reach into the fingertips. And exhale, hands down, step the right foot to meet with the left. And bend to the elbows. Inhale, back bend of your choice. And exhale, tailbones up. Three to 5 rounds of breath here. If this does not work for you, you can come down into a child pose or table or any posture that can give you more space for your mind. And just like when you're hungry, you have more difficulty focusing on what you're doing. So if the posture here is imposing too much distraction, then it is not a good choice for you to make space for your mind. In the bottom of the next exhale, step by step, or hop forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Now exhale, fold over the legs. Sit into chair. Rise all the way up and through heart center. We'll fold 2 more rounds like that. Inhale, sit in chair. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Next, exhale, step right and left into a high plank. And on the exhale, bend to the elbows. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, tailbones up. Step the left foot to the left arm. Spin down your right heel. Rise all the way up. And hands down. Step the left foot back. Bend to the elbows. And pull the chest forward. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot forward. Spin down your left heel. Rise all the way up. And the hands down. Step the right foot back. Bend through the elbows. Inhale. Pull the chest forward. Now exhale, tailbones up. Downward facing dog. 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. See how you can make this pause moment a little bit more still rather than more active. In the bottom of the next exhale, step by step, a hop forward.
Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, follow the legs. Inhale, sit into chair. And rise all the way up. Hand to heart center. And by the side, Tadasana. We'll start another flow. But if you feel like at this point you use most of your energy, you can come down into a supported bridge pose or other kind of light back bend of your choice with support. Otherwise, standing strong on your right leg, hugging the right outer hip in. Grab your left ankle with the left hand. Keep your left knee roughly same place as the right. If you like to, you can grab the left ankle with both hands. An option to kick the left knee straight toward the back. Standing strong to the right leg. And release slowly back. And step the left foot back. And right foot, take a big step. Hands on the blocks, then runner's lunge. You can also rise the arms by the ears into a high lunge. Inhale, reaching to the fingertips. Next up, open the arms to the side and interlace your hands with the left pinky outside. And reach your hands toward the ground and pop the chest up. So you can stay here. You can also slightly move your hands to the right side and turn the chest to the left. So your chest might turn toward the left side or still facing forward. Either way, exhale, tap the right knee down. Inhale, lift it back up. Keep your left leg mostly unchanged. And exhale, tap the right knee down. Inhale, back up. And exhale, right knee down. Inhale up. Last time like that. And either way, open the chest to the left side, open the arms. And release your right hand down, left hand up. Simple twist. Option to bring the left hand behind the skull to remind you to open the chest. Then you can shimmy your left foot to the back side. You can also, one big step, stack the left foot on top of the right. You can release your right knee down if it's too much in the side plank. Then release the left elbow down, right elbow down, forearm plank, and release your pelvis down into a Sphinx pose. In Sphinx pose, you can bring the slightly move in your right elbow. So you create a triangle, which is gonna be more stable. And pull your left heel in and grab the left ankle with the left hand. Option to stay here. Option to turn your elbows up. Left palm on the top of the left foot. So it creates a little bit even more left shoulder opening. Then start slowly release the bind if you have it. And stack your hands on top of each other. You can swing your knees side to side. When you're ready for the second side, press yourself into a child pose first. Then come up into a downward facing dog. Step by step, or hop forward. Inhale, sit into a chair. And exhale, rise all the way up. Standing strong to the left leg. Pull the right heel toward the sit bone. Option to grab the right ankle if it's in your range with the right hand. An option to grab the right ankle with both hands. So your left hip is not collapsing to the left side, it's hugging it in. And use the drag of the right foot to help you to open both sides of the weight on the chest, the shoulders. An option to kick the right foot away from you, keep the right knee away from you. A steady point to focus on will be definitely helpful. So slowly release the right foot down. And take a big step with the left foot. Hands on the ground or on the blocks. Remind yourself to open the chest first before coming into a high lunge. Bend into the right leg. Raise up the arms by the ears. Inhale, reaching to both fingertips. And exhale, open the arms to the side and clasp the hands with the right pinky outside. And reach the clasp the hands toward the ground, puff the chest up. Option to stay here. Option to cross the hands to the left side of the left leg and turn your chest to the right side. And from there, on the next exhale, tap your left knee down. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, tap it down. Twice more like that. And next time when you're up, open the elbows, open the arms, chest facing toward the right side. Inhale, reaching to both hands. Exhale, cartwheel your hand, left hand down, right arm up, simple twist. Inhale, reaching to the right hand. Option to grab the back of your head with your right hand. Then start slowly shimmy your right foot toward the back. Roll onto the side of the left foot. You can take a big step. Stack your right foot on top of the left. And release your right elbow down and left elbow down. Pull the pelvis toward the navel and press the heels toward the back, and then release the pelvis down into a Sphinx pose. Pull the elbows towards you and press the chest forward. You can slightly angle your left arm in, create a triangle.
Then pull the right heel in and grab the right ankle with the right foot, right hand. Option to stay here. Option to pull the right foot even closer and your right palm go to the top of the right foot and right elbow up toward the sky. Then release everything down. Stack the hands on top of each other. Release the forehead on top. Introduce yourself to some nice windshield knees side to side. Release some tension from the hips. And when you're ready, press yourself into a child pose. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit into a chair. And exhale, rise all the way up. And hand to heart center. We'll do one more round on each side with a little bit add-on. Stand strong on the right foot. And pull the left heel towards you. Grab the left ankle with the left hand. You can do exactly what you did in the last round. Another option is raise up the right arm by the right ear and kick the left leg far away from you. But remember to keep hugging the left thigh bone toward the midline. Then option 2, release your chest toward the front. Dancer pose. And start slowly right back up. Step your left foot down, right foot back. Hands on the ground or on the blocks. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open the arms with your left pinky outside, clasp the hands behind you, puff the chest up. And bring the hands to the right, cross the right leg, and turn your chest to the left side. So in a twist and also back bend. Release your right knee down. And open the arms. From there, you have a couple options. You can release your left hand on the back of the right leg or right ankle. And reverse. So this is another back bend. Option 2, lift your right knee up. Keep hugging thigh bones to the midline, even though you're in a wobbly situation. And cartwheel both hands into the front, right hand down, left hand up. Simple twist. And step the left foot back. Release your left elbow down. Right elbow down. Take a long inhale in this forearm plank. And exhale, release your pelvis down. Pull the chest forward. Sphinx pose. You can stay here. You can do that bind on each side. You can also bend both legs in. Grab the ankle with your hand. Keep hugging your knees into each other first. Take a long inhale. Then exhale, kick the feet up, which will drag your chest up as well into bow pose, Dhanurasana. And release down. Stack your hands on top of each other. You can windshield wiper your legs side to side. Then when you're ready, come into child pose. We're finishing the practice with the other side. Downward facing dog. Step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, sit into chair, Uttanasana. Next, I'll rise up and hand through heart center. Standing strong on the left leg. Grab the right ankle with the right hand. Left arm by the left ear. Kick the right knee away from you, but keep hugging the right thigh bone toward the midline. And standing strong to the left leg first. And once your right leg is up, then you can start slowly. Release your chest forward. And slowly come out of the pose. Step your right foot down and left foot back. Hands on the ground or on the blocks. And when you're ready, raise up the arms by the ears. High lunge. Inhale, reaching to the fingertips. Bend into the right leg. And exhale, open arms to the side and clasp the hands with the right pinky outside this time. And bring the clasp the hands to the left side of the left leg. And turn your chest to the right side. And slowly release your left knee down. Open the arms. Option to stay here. Option to reverse your low lunge. Bring the right hand on the back of your left leg. Keep hugging both thigh bones toward the midline. An option to lift your left knee up. And cartwheel your left hand all the way to the front, right hand up. Step the right foot to be on top of the left. And right elbow down. and left elbow down. Release your pelvis down. Sphinx pose. So you can try the other side of half bow pose. You can also try the bow pose. You can also try broken bow, which I did not demo last round. Basically, just bend the knees in and grab the ankles, but not necessarily coming up. So one last deep back bend I'm gonna demo today is wheel pose. So if you never practiced wheel pose before, I would suggest you come out of whatever shape you are and watch me demo first before you give it a try. So at this point, hopefully your side body is lengthened enough and the back of your legs is strengthened enough and your chest is open enough for a deep bend, like back bend like this. So we start as the beginning of bridge pose. Bring the feet close to the hips and bring the elbows above your shoulders. Most people probably find it easier with the fingertips pointing to the shoulders, but everybody's can be really different. So you might find it easier with your fingertips pointing away from you. But if you go that way, make sure you give yourself a pause moment that you can turn around. So if you're, regardless, pressing into the palms, hugging the elbows towards each other, and lift your pelvis up. This is the perfect stop to be. And if you like to go to the next step, come up onto the crown of the head, but keep hugging the knees towards each other. Imagine you still have a block in between the thigh bones to clench on. So you can stay here. You still have 5 points of contact with the ground. And if you like to proceed to the next step, press into the palms, press the chest up, and bring the chest closer to the hands. So you're pressing not just up, but also forward. You can come up onto the balls of the feet as you like. And to come out, tuck the chin toward the chest first. And raise the crown of the head down. And release the hips down. And because it's a deep back bend, I do not suggest you come into a deep forward bend immediately. So stay on the ground first to neutralize the spine. So take the next a minute or so, explore around a back bend of your choice. And we'll all meet on our back. Once you arrive onto your back, lift your tailbones back up and slide a block or two underneath your sacrum into a supported bridge. So we're regressing from a deep back bend into a gentle back bend. Continue to open the chest.
If one block is not enough for you, make sure you stack the 2 blocks with the lowest height. And because we've been working so hard on the outer hips, tucking the knees in, so in this supported bridge pose, just let the legs be free and just they can split open, they can lengthen, be lengthened. So whatever, as long as it's not causing compression on your low back. Nobody's looking at your bridge pose right now. Nobody's going to judge you saying that you're not doing bridge pose right. You can stay in this supported bridge pose if you like to. You can extend the legs long into a supported waterfall pose. This is where I miss practicing in the studio and having someone assisting me, pressing the arms on the bottom of my feet. It feels really soothing. If you're near a wall, you can bring the legs onto the wall as well to make it as supportive as possible. We've done a lot of hard work today. Give your body permission to slow down a little bit. To embrace this possibly most crucial moment of your practice tonight. All the postures, all the sweaty postures we've been to today to prepare us to get here. So we can withdraw our senses and focus on our mind. If your legs are on the wall, you can stay in this Shavasana. If your hips are on the block, slowly release the legs down and lift your tailbones up and slide the block away. Release the hips down to the ground. For today's Shavasana, I offer bring the soles of feet together and release the knees open to the side. If you have 2 blocks, you can catch the thighs with the blocks. And if you want to make this even more supportive, you can bring one side of the block right underneath your thigh bones and leave the one wedge of the blocks on the ground. Hopefully you're not practicing on a super slippery surface, so your block is supposed to be still stable even as standing on one wedge. But if it doesn't work for you, forget about it. Don't spend too much effort on it. You can simply bring the blocks under the thigh bones. And so let the one last little bit trying efforts go. And when you're ready, Shavasana. And sometimes with all the chatters and noises in our head pushing us go and go, unconsciously we cause harm on our own body. And oftentimes we extend that harm to others as well. Think about how many times that you are anxious about your to-do list, then you take it out on others, especially the ones around you. So before we jump into the life off the mat, think about how we can bring the practice ahimsa with us. It's not like there's a switch that you can just do it. We can all just do it perfectly. We take practice. But as long as we keep in our mind, we make progress. Once you're ready to come out of the Shavasana, then wiggle your toes, your fingertips, and gently sway your head side to side. And roll onto one side. And support yourself into a comfortable seat. We'll take 3 more rounds of long breaths together. Long inhale in. And exhale everything out. Inhale. And exhale, let everything go. Last time together. Smoothly everything out. And gather your hands in front of the heart. And bow your head toward the heart. Whenever you're ready, slowly blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. I hope you have a good rest of the evening. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, I'll see you in 2 weeks.